Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope your week's been good so far. I'm really glad you're here, as always. And you started coming in this morning. In fact, just now I was, you know, pulling something to share with you. We'll see when it wants to be shared, but I think the whole idea and the topic today is a really, really important one for all of us because, not only with pet loss, do we deal with this, but in other kinds of transitions in our lives. So as you pull into the station and sit down and you maybe have a journal and pen, because you know me, I always get you to engage and I want you to, create this energy that we always do together. So I'm happy to see everybody. Hello from Angie in the UK. So glad you're here. Oh, hi. Oh, Jenny and Winnie. Oh, I love that name. Super cute. Good morning from Southern California. Orvis and Sarah say hello. Great. Bring them in. They're already here anyway. And Marge, Isla showed up earlier. I just wanted to give her a shout out. I had a little one come in right before we got on. So it's good that you're coming in here. And if you've been here before, you know the drill. We have an amazing time together, and the animals always kind of direct the show. But in my life especially, that's the way it's always been. And in fact, yesterday I was with several of my babies, and I've got a special video I want to share with you because I was thinking that part of moving forward in any kind of loss, in any kind of transition, boils down to one thing that helps us, and that's just being present in the moment. And animals are masters at it, and they teach us how to do it. So as you get settled in, hey, Leslie, it's good to see you. Oh, thank you. Oh, good. Annie's here for the first time from California. Well, I'm so glad it's early. So I appreciate you coming into the room. And Jane, and is that, let's see, good morning from the Chicago area. Is it cold? It's cold here. So if it's, I'm pretty sure it's cold where you are, but did you send some cold here? Because it's really cold and they're calling for snow this weekend. So here in the South, people hear the slightest bit of snow and they go flooding to the grocery stores and they run out of bread and eggs. That's called a loaf alert. Maureen, good to see you from Massachusetts. Jennifer, hi, Tami and friends. Friends is right. Friends is definitely right. So I want to ask you something. How many of you have had experience with moving forward? And what is that? How did that look to you? What was that experience of moving forward? If you can give me a couple of thoughts on it, because maybe we all have different ideas on how we move forward after loss or after just some kind of challenge even that impacts our lives so much. Oh, and hi, Tami. My name is Sandra from Sweden. Oh, I miss my beloved dog, Mimi. Is it? You're going to have to help me pronounce that. It's either Mimi, or Minnie. No, Minnie. I had a Minnie, so I'm getting it confused. Today should be her birthday. What an honor that you're here. Thank you for coming. Celia, lost my baby on December 26th. Oh, I'm so sorry. And that's such a fresh loss. And so in response to, I see you're starting to chime in. Thank you. Susie said, feeling stuck and feeling numb. Do you mean the not moving forward is feeling stuck and feeling numb? Oh, Angela says, I can't move forward. Well, again, let me raise my hand to ask, what would moving forward look like? Do you think? What do you think we all think it is? Is it leaving them behind? Leslie says you have to move through it. You cannot move around it. And sometimes probably we get stuck in the middle of it. And Anna Dean's good to see you. Moving forward was staying out of the home beyond the impulse to go home to my old girl who was no longer there. Interesting. So, is moving forward movement, would you say? Is it physical movement? Is it emotional movement? Um, Still working on that one day at a time. It's been 9 months. Oh my goodness, I get it. I get it. I was thinking yesterday when the babies were running around that the different times in my life I've moved forward. It's like I didn't do it consciously, but then something would happen, and I noticed it would pull me forward. And Jacqueline, I was frightened by it, then questioned it. Does this mean I no longer miss him? Does this mean I don't love him? It only been 6 months. I felt like it was wrong to feel a little lighter. Oh my goodness, you are speaking for, I bet, a lot of us. And it's funny how threatened we are with the kind of thought that we are moving forward means moving away from them. And moving forward is not moving away; it's actually moving with them in a different way. The relationship changes shape and form, and the quality of the love, almost gets even stronger. And it's definitely a more refined kind of energy. Oh, Jane, Tammy, I'm mourning the loss of my precious Pearl. What a beautiful name. But I feel like I'm moving forward and have very open lines of communication with her. She is my greatest teacher. I'm getting all over body chills on that one. You are absolutely opening up even more. Whoa. Spirit is stepping in very strongly. Okay, I'm going to have to wait till Spirit stops buzzing me so I can concentrate. Goodness. It's funny because when we hear that moving forward, it can feel so threatening, and yet it's really about being present to the love that's still there. And those open lines of communication. I've probably told you this many times that after my babies had passed, especially early on, I was like, I am not going to lose this connection. It can't be over, and I want to understand how I can bridge the gap between, I had them when they were physically here, and now they changed. But one thing that hasn't changed is my intense love. So I love that all of you are sharing. And Julie, I just held my baby for the last time of 19 years on Monday. Oh, I'm so sorry and so grateful you're here, and literally just got the call 5 minutes ago that his ashes are ready to come home. I don't know how to move on. Well, that's why we're here today. Yes, it's hard. It's really, really hard. And, sharing your journey actually is part of the healing process, and it helps others as well to hear it. Annie says emotional. Yes. I'm missing my Charlie boy. Lost him on 10/31. We've got a lot of souls that passed at the end of the year. Did you notice? And if you've had that experience, it can be extra difficult because we've got the holidays and the end of the year going forward. So it's a very potent time. He was my soulmate. My heart doesn't feel the same. Well, that would make sense. And he's still your soulmate. That hasn't changed. That's never going to change. And I love that you're saying your heart would never feel the same. Yes, and that is a kind of a final kind of statement. But let's try to allow it's changing into even deeper. And you may not know what that looks like right now, and you don't need to. And when I say looks like, it's really like what it feels like. So for all of you who have been, who are in this grief and you're afraid of moving forward, don't worry. Moving forward doesn't mean you're done with grief. It just doesn't. Doesn't mean forgetting your pet or replacing the love, or pretending loss didn't change you. What it does mean is letting life continue, still carrying that love, not abandoning it, And like I've said many times, allowing the relationship to evolve, you know, letting your heart soften instead of staying braced for hurt again. How many of you have done that where you kind of brace for any more hurt? Like you just it's just too much. So you kind of put a protective guard on your heart, and that, soul shock, so you actually don't have to feel it as much. So I'm interested with all of you who are sharing and you're here. I'm going to say your hearts are not closed, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have found your way here. Your baby led you here and led us all together. Jenny says, I lost Winnie 2 years ago on 3rd of January. It felt just as raw as when it happened. I think hopefully today, as we talk about the moving forward piece, and understand you're not leaving them behind, you're actually, like it's transforming into something, new. And Leslie says, when my husband walked out on me, I just prayed to the Lord that he cannot take my mom or my precious Yorkie, Bella. That when we have these tragedies, we start looking at what matters most. We really look around and take inventory, an inner inventory, and that's part of the gift in loss, even though it's a really, really difficult journey to walk through. Oris's mom says, grief doesn't end, you learn to walk with it. Yes, that's a really good way to describe it. Just like you learn to walk with grief, you bring the love with you. So, yeah, Leslie says, yes, definitely. So since we're talking about walking with grief, I've got some things you can take away today. I always like to give you some easy things to integrate into your life that help ease the pain, that help, soften where you might feel so raw and grief. And so this is what I would call heart practice number 1. These are all portable. You on the go, you can do this. So that's why I like practical things. So I'm going to read it to you. And if you can close your eyes, you can just make sure you're present. So take in one slow breath. Let's do it together. And then exhale. And just bring gentle awareness to your heart. Just drop into your heart space. Might be tender. Might be warm. You might be tearing up right now. That's okay. Just hang out there for just a second. This is an activation point. Now, in your mind's eye, in your imagination, imagine your pet walking beside you, not behind you, and not ahead of you. So let's pull that in. Let's bring that in right now. Actually feel and see them right beside you. And then silently say, we're still walking together. And feel that. And then you just continue on with your day. You can do this many, many, many times in the day. It's very helpful. So how are you feeling? What came up for you? This is short. It's easy. Again, I'm a strong believer in not making things complicated, and especially when we talk about, animal communication, or I always like it's animal communion. It's really quite simple because you've got the connection. Annie, what's helping my grief is knowing I will see him again. Did you do that exercise just now? Because that's a really easy way to pull in that energy. And it's a live energy, by the way. I use the word imagine they're there because what we're doing is we're going into our inner world and bringing them with us. Calm, Susie says. Beautiful. I can feel you all, by the way. I call and talk to Finra daily. Beautiful. Smiling, Jacqueline says, then crying. We're doing a lot of movement here. Can you feel it? Jane says she's right here. Tears. Those are tears of love that need to flow. And Deanna included my ones with me now, and they instantly settled and calmed. Thank you. Can you feel it, everybody? I can feel her presence, Jennifer says, her paws on my chest, licking my nose. All over body chills. You all are channeling some serious energy. Orvis's mom, it brought tears, but also relief to remember he is here with me. And it only took that moment of awareness to bring him back. Thank you for saying that. Absolutely true. Very true. I see Isla looking up and asking for a place or a piece of liver sausage, her favorite treat. I love that. See, and it brings in that channels that joy energy. I felt a longing and sadness. Oh, in a way, we want to feel that longing and sadness. What if we couldn't? What if we couldn't feel that? It's a privilege. It's almost like missing them. I always say, and people look at me like I'm crazy, missing them is a privilege. What if we couldn't even miss them? Cherie's beautiful. I love feeling him. The more we do this, the more we anchor that we're creating a connection line in spirit. Oh, Ruby has given me peace at heart now. Beautiful. It's good to see you here. So moving forward, we're doing that right now, but we're doing it beautifully. And Marge says, I can smell her Frito feet. So can we. Susan J is making me laugh. That is, the animals try so hard with us because we can get pretty dense with our energy and convinced they're not here. Oh, they're here. Pat says a dryer sheet stolen for a treat. Oh my gosh. Oh, to have been loved so much is a gift. It is. How many people go through life, how many animals feeling unloved? I remember Butch when he came, and I probably told you the story, but I need to write about Butch actually. But anyway, he chose to wait on the property, and I wasn't that pleased how he had come. So I had a little tug of war about him being there, and he got really sick. He had a really, really bad case of heartworms. And I remember I sat with him afterwards, and it dawned on me, it was a full week, and I thought he was going to, he was like in between, whether he was going to stay or leave. He was very, very ill. And I remember thinking, well, if you work on your healing, I'll support you. I'm right here with you, but you've got to do your part. I'll do my part. And he turned into this dog with a most beautiful golden heart, such a kind soul. And he shared with me that from animals' perspective, even if they have been loved for a second, a moment, a day, a lifetime, it's a lucky life indeed. But all it takes is just that second. Marge says, I'm feeling so warm inside. I'm feeling this very high lit energy that the animals are creating through this. And so every time you share and you put in the comments, about your animal, and you're sharing specific memories or energies, it's actually creating this high frequency. So thank you for doing that. And so let me ask you something. Is moving forward the same as closure? Or are they different? And so again, I raise my hand. What is closure to you? Like, give me some words. And to help along with this, I've got a graphic. Let me put up a graphic so you can get, we can choose some words. And then you tell me in the comments. So we just need, yes, there we go. So I don't know. I'll read them to you. And as I'm reading them, I want you to feel them and see if they resonate. And Shri says, no, they're different. So let's look. I put them side by side just for the sake of this discussion. So moving forward, it's a warm, gentle forward motion, active, alive, present moment, relational. Just take a look. Is it a continuing? Is it a caring love? What resonates here? Living again, re-entering life, taking steps, allowing joy, being here, choosing today, staying connected, letting life move, walking with love, saying yes to life. Which one of those hits you? Just pick one. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to be curious to see what you say. Ooh. Angie says, I don't think there is closure. There is connection. Beautifully said. We need to get you writing, if you don't already. It's continuous. Rendering life, or re-entering life. Closure for me, Shri said, would be the end of that chapter. Saying yes to light. That's beautiful. Annie, walking with love and not guilt and hurt. Choosing today. Walking with love, staying connected. Being here today. After this, now I might have to show you that video because we just pulled in some serious energy. Moving forward in a spiritual connection with Pearl. Connection, we are doing that right now. Sharice, walking with love. Wow. Surrender. Beautiful. Not was, but is. Yes. Peaceful remembering. Beautiful. I hope you're writing this down because later on, if you want to really, they just told me to tell you, Spirit says to use this as a practice. Whatever you have written down, whatever you're putting in the comments, like continuing and staying connected, in your journal, I'm being shown you all writing that, and Spirit is wanting you to write about that a little bit more. Take it further. That was an impromptu little exercise on this. Living life in their honor and passing on to the next cat to come into my life and not losing connection to my past cats. Can't happen. Can't happen. They're all connected. It is an animal network out there, trust me, and they're all in cahoots. Why? Because we need all the help we can get. Let love. This is beautiful. Buffy hitting me over the head that there's more out there, including her. Right, including. That's the operative word, including. And when you catch yourself in these either or situations, remember it's an and. You can grieve and still move forward, actually. You can, and when we move forward, closure happens kind of in tandem with it, and it's often pretty quiet. So let's take a look at closure. Closure to me is feeling the peace, knowing they're free. Beautiful. Being able to feel their connection without grief blocking it. Grief tends to let up a little bit, doesn't it? And sometimes we have to get kind of, I don't know, our focus has to get tricked into looking at something else in order for that to come through. I know I had to find that out when I've been grieving and inadvertently looked at a photo all day long of little Murphy when he had a clover in his mouth, and I was so happy that day. And then I had this amazing dream in the morning where he visited me, and I'm like, why now? And what he shared with me was, it's because for one day, during the time I was looking at that photo, I forgot I was grieving. And it allowed for that opening. So just remember that. Sometimes we have to, it helps to pivot our attention elsewhere. Charisse, I see closure is not the end. It changes into peaceful understanding. Beautiful. I love what you're sharing. Walking in love, being happy in my life with Ruby's love that she gave to others. Yes, I take that all. I take that to all I meet in life. Absolutely. You carry that love forward. You've got her legacy, and you are the steward of that. So let's look at the closure thing. So Susan says closure means an end, but there's no end for love. Jay walks with me. Only 100%. Always with you. Closure will be when I stop going back to those last heartbreaking moments where he was sick and I was trying to save him. Yes, it's like we replay that loop over and over and over again, and we don't even realize we're doing it. It just becomes so normal. And then we normalize how we feel, so that we feel like we will be that way forever, like this is the new me. So let me read the closure to you. It's a soft, settling energy, inward settling. It's emotional, and it's nervous system based. Softening, settling, integration, acceptance, an exhale, peaceful remembrance. Some of you are already putting that. No longer bracing. Trust. Calm inside the ache. And a lot of you are aching. A lot of us are aching in the world. Emotional rest. Feeling complete. Gentle. Understanding. Which one stands out to you? Let me know. Annie says, closure is trust. Trust that I made the right decision to take my Charlie boy out of his suffering. Absolutely. Norva says, Mom, closure will be feeling at peace. No more constant push and pull of emotions. Instead, an ebb and flow. Let me ask you something right now, and you are in early stages. If you would tell me right this minute, what are you feeling? Do you feel a tiny bit of peace? Because you're actually accessing it by being able to write about it. So our writing about our feelings and helps our nervous system and our body hear that we're just going through something right now, that we see that this is temporary and it's moving. So some of you are saying acceptance and emotional rest. Acceptance and emotional rest. How many of you need emotional rest today? Just curious. Calm inside the ache. We don't think there's any calm inside the ache, do we? And I notice none of the words on this list say closure means leaving them behind. Because why? You can't. You can't do it. Letting him go. There is peace. It is coming more often. That's beautiful. And name it. When you catch it there, don't be guilty, feel guilty that you have that. And I'm going to don't let me forget, I've got a couple more practice exercises to do with you. And one of them has to do with when we feel kind of like, shouldn't feel joy, or, I'm feeling kind of guilty. It'll help break that energy up. And Marge says the sun just came out. Yeah, it's coming out here too, by the way. Can you feel it? Jane says gentle understanding, the gift to help Pearl transition. Lost it. Okay, have a going home ceremony and fly free. Beautiful. There's an honoring in ceremony. Ceremony is quite a potent transmitter of energy, actually. I love that. Is there a way to understand the guilt and survivor trauma? I think where I would start with that, and I understand both, as I have felt both before, especially with my family members, wondering, how I'm still here and they are not. For me, always writing opens up a channel. If I can write out my feelings, if I can write out my thoughts, then I process actually on paper, and or you could do it in notes, or however you could voice memo it. However, I think it's important to get it out of the body and into some words that it can be heard, because the guilt and the survivor trauma are actually, they have a message for us. And if we just, keep looping around in them, then, it stays kind of in the same place, like going the same place on a treadmill, and you're not really going anywhere. So it will take time. And the more you can touch that, and that helps the understanding, the more you'll feel some opening around it. And so hopefully today we will loosen some of that energy for you. And maybe, hopefully it's loosening a little bit now, because the animals have don't want us to feel guilt. In fact, spirit, that it's our thing. We're the ones that feel like we need the closure. They don't need the closure. They're perfectly fine, because they're that high frequency, and they know it's a continuous relationship. No longer bracing, Carol says, and calm inside the ache. Beautiful. I see you are writers. I'm watching. Remember good, funny, and beautiful memories. Yes, definitely. Call in those memories, because those are connection points to communicate in spirit. Who told us that, right? Nobody told us that. We weren't taught that. And I think people are like, the memories are so painful. And I always say, yeah, some of them are. And, when we go back to a beautiful memory, it can also be beautifully poignant. But I bet you wouldn't want that memory taken away, right? We want our memories. Like, I bet we would fight somebody over them, like, oh no, you can't have them. It takes time. I tried to not allowing the ending define her beautiful life. Yes, and the animals don't want us to define their life with how they passed. That's, a passing is sacred no matter how it happens. We might not understand it, but nonetheless, it's a sacred journey, and it does take time. Anna Dean, no longer fighting would be a big win for me. And then maybe the moving forward / closure can become options. Warrior soul. You're on your way. I love that all of you are sharing. You are all writers. You are all accessing this incredible energy that you have at your fingertips. So how many of you, in moving forward, like, think about it. We go back to work. We laugh again, maybe, at something. We care about things. Have any of you felt like you quit caring after a loss? Like you went so numb, you just didn't care. Just didn't care. And then when it comes back, it's kind of like, oh, I didn't realize how far gone I was. Or, you feel moments of peace, without being worried that you're doing something wrong. Lana says, I think my closure is him showing me through so many signs that he is still alive. The Buddha says there's no birth, no death, only life. Knowing he is alive and free and not suffering anymore. It's beautiful. Thank you. Oh, Jacqueline says, I never thought to write out my feelings. Yeah, always. It's just a wonderful way to access this deep part of you that is like really wanting to share and message to you. So we're not running away from it. We're leaning into it. Your heart, it's like carrying them forward while your heart is still integrating what happened. You're still integrating. It's not, moving forward isn't a betrayal of grief at all. And even in the, all of the different things that we're doing now, um, it's how grief heals and gives us a tiny bit of closure, maybe in an area that we've been struggling with, that we've been arguing with, that we've been resisting. Cherie says, Fenrir sent me a rose blooming on the bush in the middle of winter. Yes, you shared that. Thank you for reminding me of that. That was pretty amazing. She looked out, and in the middle of winter, there's this beautiful rose. And I love even more that you didn't ignore it. That's the thing. They're communicating with us all the time. And then we brush it off as, our minds shut it down so fast. So let's see. Roaming. My dog died tragically from a cow kick to the chest. I am so sorry. He was staying on a farm with a friend's mother for a while and was bringing him home the following week. I'm devastated and struggling with guilt. I am so sorry. And those are the ones, the sudden passings, the senseless tragedies that we just can't wrap our minds around, and then we blame ourselves. But this is a good topic maybe for another live stream. But animals, I just want you to know that animals have a say in how they pass. They have a say on a soul level in their life and in their passing as well. And so this feels actually very soul level driven, this particular situation. And your dog is actually telling me to pay attention to what's coming up for you, not only the guilt, but there's some old pieces that are coming up that you might have felt before in your life. And that's what happens. They're such catalysts for bringing up unhealed wounds. I thank you for sharing. We hold you. I wrote a letter to Pearl, Jane says, at the New Year, and it was so peaceful and healing. This was your suggestion, Tammy, and it was so helpful. Love that. Love it. And you don't have to just do it once. You can create a conversation going back and forth, and it's pretty amazing when we open up that beautiful channel. Debbie says, journaling, creating a memory jar of my memories with Chico. Every time I have a memory, I write it down on a slip of paper and put it in my memories of Chico jar. Love this. Love this. That when I sit down and read them, I feel them. I really like that. That is a really good idea. Thank you for sharing that. We all can benefit from that. And that goes for any loss of anybody special. Beautiful. Thank you. Great. Remy, let's say thank you. The day I got his ashes back, he appeared in clouds. I was going to say, did you take a photo? And then I took the photo. It was so real looking. I knew he was letting me know he was okay. Yes, how beautiful. Incredible. And I'm so glad you didn't miss it and you actually took it in. So I want to show you a little cute video, not because they're my babies, but because what struck me is the absolute joy and presence that they embody, that just by observing them, it brings instant joy and peace and love. So those memories and those photos, just like videos that I'm getting ready to show you, those are access points. So if you would put that little video up, hopefully it'll play for you. This was yesterday. Here you go. And there goes Paris. She is a joy police. There must not be too much fun. And they've disappeared around back. Oh, I hear them. There you go. Yep, Paris right behind. Paris, come here. Are you the guard? Are you the police? That is Lexi and Sprout and, of course, Paris. Where'd they go? I've got to maintain my presence. Oh, goodness, girls. Now you're going to need water. You okay? Aw, you okay? You tumbling. All right, girls, you ready to go in? Huh? I know you two are. All right, babies, let's go. Come on, let's go. Really? And we're off again. This is their little playhouse. Paris, really? Rude. All right, girls, you ready to go in for reals this time? So, no matter where you are in your day, or, if you feel like you're getting pulled in, under by the grief, or, the sadness, a really quick way to move that energy is to be with the animals, because they're very present. And yes, Orvis's mom says they are never done playing. That should be a mantra for us. We should never be done playing, right? Oh, yes. Sheree says Fenrir would watch planes in the air until they were gone. Oh, I love that. Always bringing me into the moment. Beautiful. Katie used to look up at the leaves, and I would look up with her through her eyes. I love to share that with you, that joy. And even with Paris, the joy police. I was feeling sad this morning, asked Chico for help, and was guided to this live. I really needed it today. I'm so glad you're here. We needed you here. And Chico definitely was guiding you straight here. So let's do a couple more practices so I can give you some on the go things to do. So be thinking as we go forward about that moving forward and closure. And this would be number 2 that you can do, because when we're sad and grieving, we can't breathe, right? It just feels tight. So I just want you to place one hand on your heart and take in a soft breath. Let's do this together, because we're all regulating each other. And allow your heart to just gently open. My guess is it's already open right now. And as you exhale, imagine your pet breathing with you. And whisper silently, love still lives here. Love is always here. How many of you felt your pet? How many? And what did you feel? And I put a little heart reminder down there. Connection is something you remember. So what did you remember? Oh, I know my baby. Yosh led me here too. They're like our little GPS. Get us where we need to be. Oh. A lot of you are saying warm love. Beautiful. Yes, I feel my cocoa. Great. I felt CJ on my chest, breathing with me, Julie says. Love it. My heart skipped a beat. A tingling sense of peace. Keep going, I love this. I felt heat on my leg where Isla would put her head. Beautiful. Warmth. Was a warmth in your heart? Anadine, she's a large light energy now. Very bright. Orvis's mom, I used to put one hand on my heart, one on Orvis's heart, and tell him we will always be connected. Oh, absolutely. There go the chills again. I would love watching him sleep. Aw. Carol says, Clark is near me. Big smile on my face. And Laura, that's understandable because, you know, that ache and that pain is still there. And, you know, even in doing this exercise, even if you go in, you know, and you feel that deep pain and grief, you're honoring where you are. You're not running from it. You're just allowing it to be there because it is. And there's a little loosening that happens. It's energetic, so you may not be able to feel it quite yet. But I feel like when you went in, yeah, there's definitely, I'm just feeling an expansion of something. So maybe as you go through your day and your week, you'll be able to access, you know, a little bit of warmth and peace too. We're certainly holding that space for you. All of us are. Calm peace, Elena says. Bliss, sweetness, warmth. GPS. Isn't it true though? See him in my mind cuddling on me. Yeah, they totally lead us where we're supposed to go. We don't even have to worry. They're gonna direct us straight to who we need to be with. I wish you could feel her. I crave her connection so badly. Celia says, sometimes I think I try too hard. That's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up, actually, because this is something that is easy, and we make things difficult. I think our minds get involved, and we have to try harder to get something. This is actually the opposite of it. It's just relaxing into and opening up, not trying to get something, because you're not getting something outside of yourself. It's something that is already there within you. We're just activating it. We're just recognizing it. So the more you do these like mini practices, you know, these takeaway things you can do in your own life, the more you actually engage with it and do it. They're so simple that they're almost, we think they should be harder than it is. You'll build the muscle though. You'll actually, these are kind of time release practices. In their simplicity, we're gently dropping in, and the pulse of the love actually gets stronger and stronger. So thank you for that. Pumpkin led me here today. I felt warmth in my heart and some peace. It's been 4.5 years. I had tears rolling down my face early. That's beautifully. Those are tears of love. I think she knew today I needed to be among those who understand this need. Absolutely, and we do. We totally understand. And Carol says, I understand you. Beautiful. It's hard to feel him behind around the pain sometimes. Yes. It's getting easier. I feel you, Laura. I can't go outside in the yard anymore. You know, we have to take baby steps. You know, this is not an easy journey, and it's one we wouldn't naturally run toward, right? We kind of get thrown into it. But what's helping all of us here is that we're honoring the pain, we're honoring the love, we're honoring it all. We're not excluding any of that. Oh, also, there's no grief police. We have loved so much. We can grieve so much. Beautifully said. Oh, Laura, thank you, everyone. It's been 6 years, and the way she died is so fresh in my mind. She died in a lot of pain. And she's not in that pain, as you know. And it's like you've carried that for her, and she's really wanting you to release it, really wanting you to release that. And you wouldn't be here unless she weren't guiding that heart healing. So I hope, even if you dropped in like you did and felt the pain and grief, that you know that you are in the process of healing. All of us are. And the animals are definitely guiding that for us today. Jane says it's hard to get back into life and familiar places that remind of loss. Yeah, so true. So true. Or so, it can be so painful. So if any of you are feeling guilt over feeling better, let me do another little baby practice with you. So practice 3. It's a gentle yes. All right, one of my favorites. Pause and notice the moment. I just want you to notice. I hope you're not in your head. Just notice. What do you feel? What are you noticing? And touch your heart lightly. And whatever you're feeling in your heart, just say quietly, this is allowed. It can be here. And imagine your pet softly nodding in agreement. I just felt all of your animals rush in just then. Love doesn't require suffering. And the animals don't want us to suffer. We do that ourselves. They work very hard at helping us release. So how many of you felt that one? This is a very potent little practice. This is allowed. The pain, the sadness, the laughter, the joy. We don't have to feel guilty for feeling that or feel like we're leaving them, as we've discovered together. It's still there. Forgiven is what I hear. Beautiful. Sharice, yes. Pictures and videos were so heartbreaking, but now have become a portal back to the feeling of love. Beautifully said. And yeah, they are a portal. 100%. Oh, please tell him I love him forever, for forever and a day. Oh, he knows that, and he's received that quite well now. And all of us can feel that as well. And you can tell him out loud. He's right here. I know he's with me because I felt my heart overflow with love and cried and laughed at the same time. Beautiful. I could see Isla nodding in a gold aura. Oh, wow. That's powerful. Talking about a portal. I feel like Charlie said, it's okay, Mama. I'm okay. Yes, better than okay. And they're wanting us to be better than okay. That's why they make it okay to find another cat soon after. They send these animals, the next one up to bat, to you. Trust me on that one. Orvis immediately gave me licks on the face like he does when he got excited about something I said to him. Beautiful. Oh, I heard it's okay to live life and travel again. I will always be with you. And they will travel with you. Like, they're not about to be left out of your life. You still take them with you in your heart. And it's a powerful It's a powerful ongoing connection. I talk to him out loud all the time. Good. And Jenny says, so proud of me. I'm on the right path. We're always on the path we're meant to be on, and it may not seem that way, especially if we're always moving forward in some way, are we not? Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but we do. We're moving forward, even if it's in small little baby ways. And I've got another little slide to share with you. Sort of, again, we got a closing note for your heart kind of message. You don't heal by letting go of love. You heal by letting love change shape. Let that sink in. Just lost our 17-year-old Morky, Scrappy. And Scrappy's here. We are completely lost. Yes. Understand, and it's very, very difficult. 5 days is so fresh. The first 3 weeks are powerful. So as we've gone through these particular practices, maybe they will help you in your journey forward. So the next one, your pet isn't asking you to stay broken. Oh, so sorry for your loss of Morky, Scrappy. So glad you're here. They're walking with you still. So use these practices as often as you need. One breath is enough to remember. I'm so glad you came today. Your energy is quite beautiful and very powerful, and we opened up quite the portal. And healing will now go out, not only flood our bodies, but it's going out to all people who are grieving, all animals who have passed. This is a very expanding energy we just created. So as you go out in your day, try to remember to share that love and let your heart feel it several times in the day. Practice that and come back next time so we can talk and we can join together. Next live is on February 4th. I haven't been given the download on the topic yet, but I'm sure I will. I really look forward to seeing you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And take your baby